All this week on Dateline Schools, taking time to reflect back on the year 2018 educationally and look ahead to 2019 as we sit and chat with the Superintendent, St. Clair County RESA, Dr. Kevin Miller. And Kevin, we can't have this conversation without bringing that ugly B word up, budget, okay? And I know that's one of the main things you deal with day in and day out. How do we look as we go into 2019?
Well, one of our roles here at RESA is obviously to support our local districts. We flow through a lot of grant dollars to our locals. We do most of the early childhood programming for the county. You know, one of the things that we can't help but discuss is that over the last 9 years, that would have been the last year of the Granholm administration and the 8 years of the Snyder administration, Governor Granholm did a one-time removal from the school aid fund to help support colleges and universities, especially community colleges, and they moved money from the community college budget into the general fund. They were supposed to pay that back. Well, surprise, surprise, they never did. And then Governor Snyder continued that practice over the last 8 years to the tune now of $4.6 billion has been taken from the school aid fund and moved into the state's general fund. You know, if you're going to be a top 10 in 10 state, and I give our late superintendent, Brian Whiston, some credit for really, you know, announcing we wanted to be a top 10 in 10 state, but we don't put our money where our mouth is from a state level, from a funding standpoint. So adjusted for inflation, Terry, we are $1,000 per child below where we would be today. If you adjust for inflation and where we should have been funded. Imagine what we could do locally from an assistive standpoint to help our students with that kind of dollars.
Still good to see, though, that the state is keeping money into the early childhood program, which I know that's near and dear to St. Clair County RESA's heart, and begin that educational process early for these kids.
Yeah, and I don't see that lowering or going away. In fact, I think that's going to expand, frankly, with our governor-elect, Gretchen Whitmer, talking about potentially for every child a preschool education. Not sure where she's going to find the money for that. I hope she can accomplish that. But I think overall we're going to see the commitment to early childhood rise, or rather than fall, and that's a good thing.
You're making some strides here locally to kind of consolidate some of the early childhood here locally. Tell us about that.
Yep, we have expanded our role, and that mainly is from the state level of money that comes to RESA. That we do things countywide, more than 500% over the last 4 years, 1,000% if you go back 10 years ago, from our budget of $500,000 to now where we're $5 million budget. So we ran out of space, so we're literally consolidating all of our services into one building. We're collaborating with the city of Marysville on some space there, leasing the upper floor that Marysville Schools used to be in with the city of Marysville. It's a great collaboration. It's two publicly funded, entities working together to save each other some money. So we're excited about moving all of our early childhood programming into one setting of their own conference room, their own meeting space, their own professional development area. It's going to be a really good thing, I think, for the future.
We'll be back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.